The Last Firework, in a small, modern American suburb nestled between rolling hills and a winding river, the 4th of July was a sacred tradition. Every year, families would gather at Liberty Park with their coolers, lawn chairs, and sparklers, awaiting the fireworks that painted the night sky in dazzling hues. This year, however, the celebration carried a weight it never had before. For Olivia and her 12-year-old son, Ethan, this 4th of July was bittersweet. It was their first Independence Day without Ethan's father, Captain Mark Sullivan, who had passed away in a military accident overseas. Mark had always been the heart of their family's holiday tradition. He loved the fireworks most of all, saying they reminded him of the beauty that could exist even amid chaos. Despite her heavy heart, Olivia decided to take Ethan to the park. She packed Mark's favorite blanket and Ethan's favorite snacks, hoping to hold on to a piece of their tradition. The park was already buzzing with laughter, the scent of grilled hot dogs and cotton candy wafting through the warm summer air. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the crowd began to settle in. Ethan wandered off to join some friends, but Olivia stayed seated on the blanket, staring at the darkening sky. A soft voice interrupted her thoughts. "Mind if I sit here?" Olivia looked up to see an elderly man with a kind smile. He wore a faded baseball cap that read Vietnam Veteran and carried a walking stick adorned with tiny American flags. "Of course," Olivia said, scooting over. The man lowered himself onto the blanket with a sigh of relief. "Name's Henry," he said, extending a weathered hand. "Olivia," she replied, shaking it. Henry glanced at the sky. "Beautiful night for it. I've been coming here for over 30 years. The fireworks always remind me of something my old commander used to say: every burst of light is a reminder to live fully, even in the dark." Olivia felt a lump rise in her throat. "My husband used to say something similar," she admitted softly. Henry nodded, his expression understanding. "Lost someone, didn't you?" "My husband," Olivia said. "Last year. He was deployed." For a moment, they sat in silence. Then Henry reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, folded piece of paper. He handed it to her. "Sometimes, when the world feels too heavy, I write down what I'm thankful for," he said. "Helps me see the light through the dark." Olivia unfolded the paper. Scrawled in shaky handwriting were simple, profound things: sunsets, grandchildren's laughter, the sound of rain on a tin roof. "Thank you," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. The first firework shot into the sky, exploding in a cascade of red and gold. The crowd erupted in cheers, but Olivia's gaze remained fixed on the paper. She thought of Mark, of Ethan, of the love they shared and the memories they'd yet to make. Ethan ran back to the blanket, his face illuminated by the fireworks. "Mom, did you see that one? It looked like a starburst." She smiled, pulling him close. "I saw it, sweetheart." Henry chuckled. "That one was for your dad, I think." As the grand finale lit up the night, Olivia felt a quiet strength settle over her. Mark's absence was a shadow that would always linger, but the light, the love, the memories, was stronger. When the last firework faded, the crowd began to disperse. Olivia turned to thank Henry, but he was gone, leaving only the paper behind. She folded it carefully and tucked it into her pocket. Walking home with Ethan, she felt the faintest glimmer of hope. The darkness was vast, but tonight, the bursts of light reminded her to live fully, even in the shadow of loss. Moral of the story: even in the darkest moments of life, there is light to be found. Through gratitude, connection, and the love of those who remain, we can honor the past while finding the strength to move forward.